Hey, soldier.
Yeah,
Do you know
guys,
who's in command here?
This Monique,
Yeah.
I can't come in tomorrow, Gary, because
Hey,
yeah,
Gary,
I
it's
got
Monique.
this thing,
Ugh.
and I
I don't
can't
feel-
come in.
I'm not gonna make it in
Sorry,
tomorrow.
man.
That's what's happening. So, g'day. 21st, Tuesday, the 21st of February. Monique is not feeling well. So, we're doing this without her. And we have these three, the fellowship, don't we? That's what we can
Yes.
call it. We have Xavier,
Fellowship.
we have Denny, and we have the impossible arm. Look, with a beautiful image here of Bruce Willis.
Return of Bruno.
Respect yourself. Hey. Xavier reminded me of the Seagram's commercials he used to do.
Gold and white coolers.
was he twirling a pool cue in that too?
Yeah,
a
he
vest
was
on?
always
Yes, he
like,
was.
he
Okay,
had the
okay.
denim on, the
Right.
the white shirt, and he was like every man.
Tell everybody your story about the broad, Xavier, in school you tried to
Oh
impress
yeah,
with
well,
Moonlighting.
I was a loser in high school, like so many of us, or is it just me? And I had advanced art class, and there happened to be like the hottest broad in the history of high school, sat next to me, and she was into moonlighting. So consequently, I had to learn everything about moonlighting,
That's so
so I
funny.
can pretend to have a conversation with her.
We've all been
Greatest
there.
show ever, though.
Yeah, you know how it
love
is. The
that
struggle
show.
is real in high school, man.
We've all been there. Didn't Kevin Smith cast Bruce Willis in that buddy cop movie with Tracy Morgan because of Moonlighting? And then Willis turned on
Probably.
him. Yes, everybody
Probably.
turned. You should have walked in the class and just went, "Some fly by night, some
Fly by
by
day,
Oh,
moonlighting
beautiful.
strangers
Who
who
met?"
just met on the way.
Al Jarreau, you've done it again.
Yes, he did.
Dude, that was a
Absolutely
great
beautiful.
tune. Yeah.
I think I
But
spanked it
now
to-
whenever I
to
hear that, it
Shep-
just reminds me of how little poontang I got in high school.
my Bob McAdoo over here
Exactly.
of Buffalo Brave fame.
that is my
Histrionic.
It was great. You know what's not great. It was horrible. Is that I totally became the friend zone dude. You know.
Oh
I'm-
yeah.
I'm so
I was
sorry.
the dude that she can complain about her college boyfriend to. You know.
I'm no better. Sybil Shepherd was my body pillow all throughout my high school years. I don't know what options I had.
Yeah, but no joke. She was literally
Wow.
dating some dude from college in San Diego State, and she was like a junior in high school. And I was a sophomore.
San Diego State. Was it Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah, right.
Michael Cage?
Why?
Come on. When did Moonlighting air in the 80s, right? So, yeah.
I got to tell everybody in the chat. Bon Jovial's covering for Monique. He actually joined Who Are These Podcasts today. And so this is the last you'll hear of Monique. He's officially on Who Are These Podcasts.
Exactly.
Oh, my Lord.
I agree.
You got a dangerous
Phony
sense of
Feathers.
humor, mate.
Moonlighting was decent up until, you're right, until they finally, hooked up.
So
and
they
then,
had the sex thing.
and then it was over. It was like, doom. Nobody wanted to watch that shit anymore.
Would anybody like to participate in a Point Break watch along with Bon Jovial and I? I think Sarah's going to do it.
Point
Point
Break.
I like the
Yeah.
movie. I like
Yeah,
it,
everybody
but
knows
I
it.
don't know if I can do a watch along.
Oh, Dennis, it's a very. I don't even. Is it Bon? Is it even 2 hours?
When?
Yeah.
It is. Okay, that's a fast movie. I don't know, Dennis. We'll pick a date.
I have a busy schedule.
I know you do.
Oh
I
my
just
God.
came in from a dinner
I know.
tonight.
I know.
I'm like rushing in to get in here.
Go roll your manicotti with Polly walnuts.
Actually, at an Italian restaurant, we had the shots of limoncello at the end. I had to hurry up and down that and get in.
Which Point Break Autobot?
FBI agent.
I know, man. Isn't it wild?
You see
Jack
how we're
Palance
already
in
getting
Believe It
ready
or
for
Not was awesome. Remember that? Believe it. Oh,
Jesus.
he was awesome in that.
Bon Jovial already has drops for it, Dennis. You hear that? That's not a coincidence that he had that ready to
I know.
go.
I can.
Back
I,
off,
I
war
can
child,
see that.
seriously.
Much better than Fred.
Oh, there's a request for
yeah.
romance,
Already.
man.
Roadhouse is a good one. Roadhouse is a really good one.
No,
Oh my
you know what's
God, I
even
haven't
better
seen
than
that
that
in
is
like 20
when
years.
Family Guy did Roadhouse. Roadhouse.
Oh, I didn't see that. They did a
Oh, it's
parody
one of
of
the
it.
best ever. Peter, for the entire episode, just beats the crap out of people and just goes Roadhouse. Or even beat up Lucy Van Pelt.
Oh my,
You
Don
does
Swayze over
me
here.
two.
You ever see his brother Don Swayze?
Don Swayze.
Yeah, I swear to God, he's got like a
No,
Frank
he does have a
Stallone
brother.
Yeah, he is a brother.
And he
Don.
looks like he's missing a gene.
Yes, right.
He
He's a
totally looks
Down
like he's missing a
syndrome
gene.
Swayze.
Even better than twins. That's great.
Absolutely. No, the best twin movie has to be the Jean-Claude Van Damme, the double something. Look, there are two of them.
Jeopardy.
That's like
Jesus.
one of the worst movies. Like, if you were
All you
a
say is
camera
Van
guy,
Damme
you
and
gotta
I know
question
it's
your
bad.
life choices if you were worked on that.
Was it Dennis Rodman in that or something?
I know.
Dennis Rodman was in a
Dennis
Van
Rodman was
Damme.
in a bunch of stuff.
I swear he was. All right, Bond, go ahead.
Do we have any clips
Yeah.
of this shit show today? The worst show I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yes, we do. Cause
Jesus Christ, it was so bad.
It was the Dennis. Yeah, I thought Monique was just going to straight up cancel everything because I'm going through that mockery thread. You guys are at 5 pages at like 2 in the afternoon, which is half of what you usually do.
He literally he didn't just mail it in. He just didn't even show up.
He's
I
not
mean,
even
it was
You know-
literally nothing. Nothing.
The thing that
It
gets
was
me
so
about Howard
bad.
the most at this point is when he says, "Oh, you don't have to come into work." What? Come into work. You're at home,
Stop
bro.
using it. Stop
Jesus
using the
Christ.
word work.
I
Stop
gotta
trying
go
to make
work.
that a thing. Yeah,
You're
Mo
like-
hates you. Just so you know. You're right.
Marcy has this
Within
set up
190.
where he's like, "This, we're gonna make this show feel as little like work as possible. This is gonna be your own little playland, is what Howard wants, and we're gonna write this on the
Th-
wall."
And there was a sheer hour of that today.
Yeah,
where it was
that's what it felt
literally
like.
Zero content. There was nothing.
Utah.
Nothing.
Give me 2.
You know what that is? Meatball sandwiches.
That's it.
Remember Gary Busey when they're getting lunch
He
and go ahead
The
then.
presidents take over the bank while
That's
Keanu's
right.
getting in the thing. I
didn't
just went
promote-
and got that while we were talking. I can't
so
believe
crazy,
the
you got
nerdiness here. It's-
He
You know,
didn't promote Agus once. He didn't promote Agus twice. He promoted Doctor, I kill people because I'm a really bad doctor. Agus
We can
3
work you.
fucking times today. I was like, this is the worst show ever. I mean,
Nice title for the mockery thread, Dennis. Tuesdays are made for grooving. I love it. I'm looking
I
at
know,
that right
right?
now.
I can't wait till tomorrow with the pink thing. That's gonna be a good one.
Hey,
You guys
tomorrow's-
remember when Pink? This is when I first thought Howard might be gay. Do you remember when he was cool dad and he had Ashley on alternate day on Wednesday and the weekends, and he was obsessed with "I'm coming up, so you
Yes.
better get this party."
No,
Every
was
day
it?
he
Only hit.
played.
Oh,
That's right.
That was it.
He thought.
He
He
loved
thought the
that
song was
song.
amazing.
He
Really.
thought it was the greatest song ever since
That's
well,
when I was
since
just
the
like,
Beatles.
"What is
It
going
is essentially was it the 90s? When did the song come
Yes.
out? The zeros or the 90s? I forget.
on?" No, I think it was 2002 or something. It was
it
early
the zeros?
2000.
Okay. That
Because Artie
that
was there.
a-
Because you remember Artie was there. Artie was.
Yeah, and Artie would get a little.
yeah.
He's like, "What am I doing here?" Right, Dennis. Like,
He's like,
what am I
That
doing
was
here?
the Eddie Murphy party all the time of the zeros. I mean, it really is. It's one of those like kind of a catchy tune, but you listen to it, it's kind of retarded.
Yes.
You know.
They brought Pink on when they had the
Get
Billy
party
Joel.
started on a Saturday night.
It's mindless.
We'll be looking flashy in my Mercedes Benz. It's like, come on, bro, really?
fleshy. Yes.
It's so bad. Shall we get to the clips because there's
Sure, why
there's
not?
a
Let's start
few.
this shit
So-
show and get it over with.
So
get it
let's
over
talk
with.
about. Let's hear him. Let's hear Howard musing on the situation with Bruce Willis.
Like, do you think he could have imagined the end of his life is like sitting at home where I guess they probably he's a wealthy man. He probably has a couple of people wiping his ass and everything. And I'm like, it's fucking depressing. It's just depressing.
And that's his opinion.
Bruce
But
Willis
it's
is a year
depressing.
younger than
I mean-
Howard, I should say, before we start making him look like he's Hume Cronin or something like that.
You know,
Wait.
I mean, the thing is, this Bruce Willis news isn't new. It isn't
No,
even relevantly
Cold
new.
Chinese food, Dennis. I was
Okay.
thinking that today, right?
And now he's commenting on it, and he's commenting on it only as Howard can, in the most narcissistic, self-centered way humanly possible.
The most depressing, yeah. And
no
and we got
feeling
Ralph.
for no feeling for Bruce or his family, no absolute any human emotion.
Well, Dennis,
Yeah,
Dennis,
go ahead.
in full disclosure, Mo and I have known about the dementia thing for almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say his family isn't the most sentimental people in the world.
I bet.
That's
Oh.
true.
I'll let Mo
Tis
tell the
true.
story, but essentially everybody that's connected to Bruce is basically scumbags. So
True, but the public has known about it for about what 3 weeks or so.
yeah,
about
I
that.
guess.
And now Howard pulls up the cold Chinese food and puts the most narcissistic take.
Dennis, next
I'm kidding.
week he's gonna be talking about how his dad and him used to watch Bruce Willis movies when he was 10.
when he was young.
Yes,
Oh,
I
that's
remember my
exactly
dad
what
took
he
me
did
to
that
Die
today
Hard when I
again.
was
Well,
5.
well, no, I
Robin.
watched Moonlighting when I was a kid. Is what he's going to say. You know he's
That's-
going to do that. I was a kid watching Moonlighting. My dad came home with a Rob Roy. Aaron Taylor, I agree. Bruce Willis is actually in better cognitive shape than both Howard and Robin right now. I couldn't agree more.
Oh, Robin is completely lost. I mean, she
Dude.
honestly, she can't function without people helping her.
Well,
I mean,
listen to this.
she is at that point.
Listen to this, because Ralph comes on and does a great job of just being such a prick.
What?
Hey, I'm with you, man. It's such a bummer. And then to make it even worse, someone started putting him in all these bad movies when he had dementia. He didn't even know what he was doing. It was just
Well, supposedly
horrible.
they, I guess, it was a secret, but he banked a bunch of movies. And listen, when you're an actor and you want to be in a lot of movies, they all can't be good movies.
Like Private Parts.
That's Howard's insight there.
Yeah,
They all can't be good movies.
like Private Parts.
And off the top of your heads, there are actors who've done pretty much all their filmography is great. So he's speaking complete crap.
They can't
Oh,
all
yeah.
be Freddie Prinze Jr. movies. Bond.
Well, I mean, Jack Nicholson. I mean, name me a bad Jack Nicholson. Seriously, a bad Jack Nicholson. You can't. Give me one.
Wolfman. The Wolf.
Well, people would say the one with,
Oh, the Wolfman?
with
That
Helen
wasn't
Hunt.
bad.
How about
It wasn't
Anger
bad.
Management?
It wasn't Private Parts.
Anger
it has to
Management.
be worse than Private Parts.
Any
Do you
Adam
guys ever
Sandler
see
movie.
like The Postman Always Rings Twice?
Kissing
movie?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
That gets
what's
really
that one
good
broad
reviews.
that was in King Kong. What's her name?
Yeah. Oh,
What's her name? She's like
Not
smoking
Fay
hot
Wray.
chick of the 70s.
I can't think of her name. The one that was. Oh,
Yeah. Oh my God, he just destroys her on camera, man. It's
Jessica
such a
Lange?
great movie.
is it Jessica Lange?
That broad. Let's just say
Judy
call her
Lange?
that broad. Everybody
The
knows what
broad
we're
from
talking
King Kong.
about. Yes.
The
yes,
Witches
yes.
of Eastwick. Good one. Good one, Mr. D.
Wait, did someone Autobot? Are you saying The Shining is not a good movie?
The Shining is
hell's
an
wrong with
incredible
you?
movie.
Fay Ray.
Yeah, the Shining.
Jack
is
plays
amazing.
Jack.
For fuck's sake.
I can't believe
Jessica
this.
Lange. Thank you.
As
Jessica
as
Lange.
good as it gets.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
Stacey Lange.
Linda.
Good as it gets is really good. That's really
Well,
good. You didn't like as good as it
That's
gets?
a good movie. I mean, it's a
A
little
lot of
corny,
good
but it's a
quotes
good
from
movie
that
for its
movie.
time.
if you wanted to point one out, that
It's a
could be one. I
1997
mean,
flick,
it's,
right? I think
It's a
With what's her
romantic
face?
comedy, sort of. But anyway.
Jessica Caprio. Nice,
Just-
Master. Nice.
Now, strangely, Robin's alarm just goes off, and then
Yeah.
it seems like she sets a whole bunch of alarms, and Howard's even flipped.
A lot of
is,
alarms.
disturbed by this, so here we go.
How it kills you. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, there's a
what does
lot
it
of
do
things
to
that
you?
happen. You become less mobile. First of all, a human being needs to move.
what is that,
And if
your
a hu-
alarm?
Yeah.
What did you have your alarm set for? You knew you'd be on the air.
Oh, that's just.
When I heard it, I thought it was mine. Did everyone just then feel who has
No, I don't
iPhone
use that.
feel that feeling? When you
Still, it was another alarm that I just keep going for a while.
How many alarms do you set a day? I'm curious. In
I
other
don't
words,
set. My alarms are. I've got the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday alarms. And then I have my everyday alarm.
I'm picturing you at home. That's all. I'm having a good time.
What's
Thinking
that,
you with
to
your
clean the
alarms
bag?
and setting
I
things.
mean,
Are all
what
my
is this
alarms
for?
working?
Yeah, that's right. Like,
They have how many people
It's
working on the
embarrassing.
show, and the highest paid newswoman can't get facts straight. Even when she gets it wrong, nobody corrects her, so she can
No.
have a retraction.
No.
Can't even do that, and she
No.
can't wake up. How many people are responsible for her at this point? You know how
I
much
mean,
money
there's
she
70
makes?
people on the show, and no one's responsible for Robin.
I
None.
bet you she's the second highest paid serious
yeah.
on-air talent, and I use
Oh,
that
absolutely.
Has to be.
very
What's
loosely.
What's she got, like
So-
$8 million a year,
I
something
think
like
she's.
that? 5,
I
8
think she's
million?
8 figures, Dennis. I think she's well
5
into
to 8
10.
million.
Yep.
Well, somewhere in that range.
I
I
think she's
mean,
And
she's
she
a
will
Buckle
die
client, so
penniless and insane.
oh,
sort of
absolutely.
insane. Sort
Doesn't
of
matter how
crazy.
much money
Mo-
she's getting now. She's
Mo
living
will
that
argue me.
NBA lifestyle.
Mo argues with me, but she is the one that truly will be broke when she dies. Completely and utterly
100%.
broke.
Who does the
There's
Quiver's
zero
fortune
chance.
go to, Dennis?
What?
Who we live in the Quiver's fortune to? Who gets the mother load?
There
She has
won't
a
be a- there
nephew,
won't be
but
a
I guess she
fortune.
doesn't talk to
Nephew?
him anymore. So
No, I haven't heard him in a while.
yeah, so there you go. She's gonna piss all that money away.
It's already pretty much pissed away. I
Yeah,
guarantee
she,
you.
But
Guarantee you.
depending on what time that alarm went, if that was 20 minutes into the show, what would be the alarm? What would that be need? What
Well,
would
they
she
start
need
at
that
7,
for?
right?
It's bag. The bag, I guess, has to be
The
cleaned.
colostomy bag, empty.
Colostomy bag
alarm?
needs to be cleaned.
It's possible. Now let's move on. Is there now,
Coach,
how-
wait. Hold on. In the chat, Coach, how can Robin be broke? Robin has lots of hanger-ons. I mean, seriously, she falls
And-
for every cult, every charlatan, every person that will look her way and give her a positive thing, she will throw money at it. So
And also-
she is a sucker. It can and will die broke. And plus
And
she has
also-
cancer.
Let's hope, Dennis. Let's hope.
Oh no, she
And
has
also-
like at least stage 3
listen.
cancer.
Listen, I don't
At
wish
least.
that on anybody because that's just bad juju. But
But
she back when the real estate was super hot, she's the only human being in the United States that lost money on real estate. She had like 3 homes, all of which she sold and took a bath on. You know, it's like it was impossible to lose money during the hot real estate market.
And she
back
did.
when she had like a bunch of homes. After I think it's right after they went to Sirius. You know, like when Gary dropped his load on the Connecticut home and
Yes.
Howard did his thing. Robin bought several homes, and all of them sold for a huge loss. So to think that she can manage her fucking money, and it's obvious that during her first stint of Where's Robin, that Howard was ponying up some bucks for her, and that bitch was basically broke as a
exactly.
joke. So
Jeremy.
to now
Jeremy
have faith
Harrelson-
in her managing skills is, I think, is a it's a
she's
bit of a
terrible.
leap.
Well, I mean, Jeremy Harrelson. All right, all I got to do is look at Robin's book, "Quivers a Lie," and you can see how she can completely piss through cash. I mean, at a rate that you can't fathom. I mean, she left the army, the air was the army or Air Force? Air Force. She owed them money when she was done, and she had to pay them back. She had to pay them back when she was working. This woman is not good with money. She's very sick. She's a narcissist, and she has a lot of hanger-ons. You know, Simone Dinnerstein is not cheap.
But wait, is her, was it Love 40? Is that still a money-making venture? Remember that when she had that her own charitable institution?
Love
It was
40.
based on, it was called after some tennis, whatever, vernacular, whatever.
Yeah.
It was a love something. Remember? She's gonna be all
Yeah,
fucking
that-
anthropological,
yeah.
whatever fucking.
Some strapping twink needs to take one for the team and do like a reverse Anna Nicole Smith on Robin, and just hook up with her and wait for her to kick the bucket.
That's a whole.
Right?
That's a huge ass.
Bro,
That's a huge ass, dude.
dude, nah, that ain't gonna happen.
Jesus. Even Brendan Murphy went no.
Dennis Rodman, Christopher Darden,
Yeah, they all walk
Uh,
away.
Mr.
Mr.
Thank you,
X,
Doodle.
right?
Thank you, Doodle.
Clarence Clemens.
Good Lord. Let's go to now Howard gets into more disgustingness with
Jim
Is
Florence.
Ray-
Oh,
is Ray going to go to the wedding?
this is so awful.
This is
He needs to go to
great.
hell
You know,
for
I was
this.
talking to her last night. Ay, ay, ay. I spent a lot of time trying to convince her to go to my daughter's wedding.
Oh.
But she's like, I can't go to that. They'll show me pictures. I go, yeah, but come on. Come on, you'll come over with me. You'll spend a half hour. You say,
Save a ceremony at least, yeah.
She goes, I will have to get a dress if I go, dress? I'm going to stick your ass in a wheelchair. You cover you up with some fucking blankets. Nobody's going to know what you're wearing.
We'll get you some stylish blankets.
Yeah, I'll get you PJs that look nice. You know what's so sad? My family, I think I'm the life of the party in my family, I'm sad to say. And I'm
Jesus.
And I'm no
Can you believe this?
party.
No, I can't.
You know what I mean?
This is it?
Yeah. I can't
Wow.
go to that. To that. And they go, come on, I'll take you. We'll have fun. I'll wheel you around. You'll have a good time.
She would enjoy it so much.
I can't figure my mother out what her deal is.
Robin there.
Wow.
She would enjoy it so much.
All right, so your mother just lost her husband of how many years? 70 years. And now you can't understand why she's kind of fucked up. Wow.
That's right.
I mean,
thanks,
and it's
Blinky,
just
for the cash.
It's
Thank
just
you.
literally disturbing. I mean, seriously, this is like almost elder abuse. I mean, I'll drag you out and put some blankets on you. Really? Like, wow. I mean, this is only surpassed by the way he is doing Ben in Death. Because the Ray in Life is pretty bad. But the Ben in Death, because we have some clips of that probably, of how he just absolutely trashed Ben again for the second time this week, and it's Tuesday. I don't know. I mean, he is just a really twisted individual with many years of therapy, and that therapist needs to go to jail. That's literally my only thing.
I just think he's just lazy.
Well,
I think
that
it's,
too.
just ripping on his dad is just so easy for him.
Yeah,
And
he
it's
has
like-
no new life experiences, and the only moves he has 3 moves, and he doesn't know how to deviate from this at all and repeat. And again, the way that show is set up with the insulation is he's not ever told when it sucks, and Marcy has that mandate to keep him insulated from any kind of criticism. I mean, he's that and senile at the same time, where he doesn't know he's repeating the same story. So
I
it's just-
want you to go to jail for this.
At the way things are going, I think Ray will be there, but she'll be like in a little box.
Ooh, oh, that's dark.
It doesn't sound like she's doing all that great,
No, she's probably.
She doesn't remind me of a young Jacqueline. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, she's kind of like a miss breath away from the Never After at this point, I guess. Yeah.
That's going to
And
be a big...
him saying that he has conversation with her, I think is bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think he's talked to her at all. No.
You got a better
probably
chance of getting a
has-
telegram from her than fucking talking to her.
Candygram.
When she dies, though, the show will be all about her for 6 months. My lord, he'll milk
That's
that.
exactly right. He set his material up for the next year.
Well, I mean, there's always been the debate. Once she dies, does he come out of the closet?
That's
that,
that's another theory.
I don't think he's brave
that's the
enough.
some feel that that's the
No,
only thing that's
he's-
keeping him in.
That's true.
He's not
Dennis.
brave
He isn't
enough.
brave enough.
Not
What's he
brave
going to
enough.
do with Beefus when he does that? She's going to say, oh.
It doesn't care. It doesn't
You know what, though?
care.
W-
It's
w-
high
going
and
back to what-
stupid. What is it
Going
going
back to today's show with the dementia and his fear of dementia, I can't wait for that to happen because all of a sudden the cats will be out and she'll just be posing Howard in these little costumes and stuff when he has dementia. She'll be putting different wigs on him, like he'll have the Hedda O'Rourke blonde wig on, and it'll be like 20 pictures of Howard in different things around the house. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh my
Benjamin
god!
Button.
I just flipped over to Beefus's stupid gram, and once again they have the iguanas
Weekend
having
at
sex on the beach. I swear to God.
Well, that's
it's
how you
another
know
post.
Allie Wentworth is in Florida, Dennis.
Yeah, I know. I knew
Mrs.
that. I
Schmoopy's in
pointed it
Florida.
out.
Yeah, that's
Hilarity.
official now. That's official. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
a
they
theory.
didn't leave
Yep.
Florida. They're not going back to north.
So I guess Stephanopoulos is with her.
Sex on the So they're staying over his house probably. It's
got a question.
18,000 square feet. I mean,
Yeah,
there's plenty of
of course.
room.
Which of Beefus's celebrity friends are actually friends with her? So we've got Ali,
None.
any others
She
that we
doesn't really
know
have
of?
friends.
That,
Doesn't have
that
friends. It does not have friends.
You think Jennifer and
No.
that kind of
No.
Courtney?
It's really, Jessica Seinfeld.
Not a friend.
Yeah.
If you
No.
call them
Really?
friends, Jill Martin from fucking MSG,
Well, I
Katie
mean,
Lee Joel.
let's,
They're
No.
not friends. Whitney Cummings.
Well, let's
Acquaintances.
harken back to a couple months
Acquaintances,
ago when
right.
she found out that all these people there was an email chain with them dissing her,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
her
Molly.
husband.
Yeah.
and she got accidentally added to. So that goes to show you what her friends think of her.
Benjamin goes,
She's a joke.
that therapist needs to smother the hair system with a pillow.
Therapist.
She's sitting on that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with him trying to snuggle up to Snuffleupagus and Wentworth, and trying to kiss their ass, try to be in with the cool people. It's just not working because he's old and he's not fun.
Well, there's
And then
nothing
Beefus
funnier.
is stupid.
There's nothing funnier than watching him in a group picture with these people, and everybody's at the very least 15 years younger than him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's the plunging neckline. He's got 3 buttons down with the shaved chest.
Well, how about that picture in Tennessee when he's with
The snake
Jimmy
boots.
Kimmel?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you can't ask for a more out of place human being than Howard with that group.
He's
He
the old
looked
dude
like
at the
their
club
father.
at this point.
Yeah, the old dude at the club. That's really
You
good,
remember
X.
that?
That's exactly
You
right.
go to clubs and
You don't want to be the
when
old
you're
dude at the
younger
club.
and,
He
Whether
is
There's always
the
that
oldest rock
dude
club.
that's like way too old to be there.
Or at the high school lunch table, for Christ's sake, because that's what this is. It's high school money.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah,
You can
yeah, pretty
blame
much.
Jimmy Kimmel, Linda Aries, for all this, for enabling him, for making life as easy as possible, for capitulating to his bullshit. You can blame
Getting him
Casey
guests.
Armstrong for finding Jimmy Kimmel because he's the one who brought him on the show.
But
God
didn't
damn
Jimmy
it.
Kimmel's career pretty much start off by him ripping off Howard, though?
Yes.
The
This is
Man
all the
Show
same
was thought to be
Same shit.
derivative.
Girls on trampolines essentially was prostitutes and baloney. It's,
Yeah,
it's
pretty
debatable that Kimmel ever had an original idea.
much. No.
Howard used to accuse Kimmel of ripping him off pretty much nightly
did.
on this talk show. Ralph would
He
call
did.
in
They
and say,
totally ripped him
Kimmel
off.
ripped you off again. Not just Leno. He would do it with Kimmel, too. Kimmel ripped you off again.
Jim,
Oh, we
how
need
old
some
is
clips of
Jimmy
that,
Kimmel?
John.
Oh, I got that, Bon. That's it's in a compilation.
Nice.
But then, Jimmy got the easiest gig in history.
Oh, all right, so there was a question how old Jimbo Kimball is. He's actually 55. He's not
Yeah,
far
something like
behind.
54,
He's not far
55.
behind now Howard.
67, 68, yeah, he was born in. But that's still 14, 15 years younger than him, Dennis. That's
True.
a generation
Oh,
apart.
easily.
They're not
It
the same
is a
generation.
generational difference.
Howard has us all fooled into thinking he's Generation X now.
No,
Like what Xavier
not
was saying.
me.
Well, no, I'm saying he thinks. I mean, the more he says shit like,
Absolutely.
"I was a kid when I watched Moonlighting," and then the Foo Fighters started a band when I was
Dude,
a kid.
he's going to be
convinced
Gen Z
himself.
when he retires.
Yeah, he's gonna.
He's going to
Oh,
be totally
absolutely.
Gen Z. He's going to be talking about how him and his dad went to a Taylor Swift concert when he was 10.
That Instagram chick, I heard that shit today, Dennis. I heard some of that. Him and Ronnie talking about, you got a 73-year-old and a 70-year-old talking about a 19-year-old on Instagram. It's
Yeah,
the
that was
creepiest
creepy.
with no irony, no humor, nothing witty. There's no. That's the only thing these guys have to do. You had the fucking Ronnie
to
Munn
make
show
that-
today.
To make it even more gross for the girls out there, they're both grandfathers, and they're talking about this 19 or 20-year-old girl like she's a piece of meat.
Well, he's their granddaughter. She's their granddaughter. There's nothing
Easily.
daughter about her
Exactly.
age. Easily her granddaughter.
Yeah, they're grandparents, and that would be
Grandparents.
their granddaughter. Especially Ronnie. I think Ronnie has a granddaughter that age.
How many
And
kids
it's-
does Ronnie have, Dennis? 3? He has 2 sons and a daughter.
Yeah, and they all had children, so
You don't
he
hear
is
from his kids much.
really a grandfather. He's super
Yeah.
a grandfather. And Howard
And
is
they're
a
all like-
grandfather.
They're all old
And-
enough to be Stephanie's parents.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just
Well,
like,
that's a good
Jesus
point.
Christ.
Because we've got some Ronnie coming up, but the next thing he does is he has a guy in the military call in.
Yeah.
Dennis,
This
I'm
is
sure
so
you
set
remember
up.
this. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to set this up. This was as set up as humanly possible. I don't know how they found this guy. I don't know where they got this guy. But this was pure hour filler for Howard because, he wanted to have that tribute once a month. Remember, he talked 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Once
He
a month
abandoned
about
for 4 years.
our military heroes. And he has this guy randomly call in, which is hilarious. And it was on for an hour.
And the tedious part is that he does this whole I was in the military too.
Oh, that
which
stupid
is
Vietnam
so,
shit. So
it
insulting.
needs to be retired.
Yes, it
That's
was
how you
never
know-
funny. It was never good.
But that's how you know this guy was booked as a guest, because a real military guy would like fucking jump down his throat and go, no.
No, they don't want. They don't. Yeah, you can't. You
Yeah,
don't.
you
They
don't
don't
want
take
that shit. I
stolen
mean,
valor,
you earned that
yeah.
shit. It's like,
Those guys-
no.
Keep in mind that Howard's granddaughter by blood is Vietnamese. So,
Shit.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
Oh my
I'm
god.
not making that shit up. That is like
you mean
an
Les Sasaki?
actual fact. You can do a pundit chart with the DNA, you know, like back in college when you learn about all that shit. She is, yeah. She
Wow.
is
So he got his parents' ears.
She is Vietnamese.
Her grandparents' ears. He wore around in a necklace.
Oh my goodness.
Could
so let's
be.
try.
So let's play
try
the
this.
clips.
Yeah, let's hear this military talk.
Well, you know what it is? Because you're in the military and I was in the military, I feel comfortable telling you these stories. I don't tell them to civilians. I would be, they don't understand. They don't know what it is.
I mean, people might look at you like a maniac if you told me.
Yeah, I mean,
stories.
it almost sounds criminal what you're talking about.
You want to know something? I'll tell you one thing, and then I'll let you go, Jeff. I know you got a job, but it's such a pleasure to talk to a Green Beret. I never was in Special Forces, but I was considered a mean motherfucker. One time, so I killed this guy, and I said, I got an idea. I brought the guy back. I brought the dead guy back to his family, and they were like kind of moved by it. What they didn't know is I stuffed him with grenades. I blew up the whole family using that guy undercover.
God, that's it. Who wrote that bit?
Jesus
'Cause
Christ.
Was that just a bit to get to that sound effect of the explosion at the end?
He used to do that all the time, though.
Yeah, this is a big
He's
thing.
just
in the
recycling
90s.
shit. But yes,
This is a
Vietnamese
bit that's what
granddaughter.
30 years old.
What's in it for this military guy to do this exactly? What exactly does
I
he
don't
get out
know.
of this?
I
This
don't
is why
know.
you'll think it's. By the way, everybody, the whole show is 100% scripted. So there's no spontaneous moments that he doesn't know is coming. He won't be ambushed by anybody. He's not gonna spontaneously call a guest. This whole thing is scripted.
Well, you could also tell when it's truly scripted when somebody stays more than 2 minutes. This guy was on for almost an hour.
Yep.
I mean, serious hour of sheer hell. I mean, everything about this bit was repulsive, and this guy should be ashamed of themselves for being a part of it. I mean, seriously.
Is this
ashamed.
this is for the veterans? This is for who? This
No,
is for
definitely
Howard?
not.
This is for us? Who is this guest for? What is the point of this? Who believes you have any? Is hearing him talk about the military is the biggest fucking oxymoronic bullshit. Have you ever heard worse chemistry from Belzer and Ice-T? For Christ's sake, have better chemistry than this.
Oh, yeah, Belzer and Ice-T almost like a married couple compared to these two. I mean, this is bad.
My
Jesus
lord.
Christ.
Now let's go to something a little.
Oh, wait,
a
Crazy
So
little
Robin.
more
you're
interesting.
going to skip by the part where he talks about how he asked him
Oh,
if he
that's all I got.
masturbated.
Oh, the truckers, right, Abriz? For the truckers, yes.
That's all I got. That's all I got from the.
Oh,
the
so yeah,
monarchy.
he actually asked this guy, "Did you ever get caught jerking off in the military?" He literally asked that. I'm like, no, not
Support
really.
the troops,
no.
Dennis. Support the troops. Go
Of
gay on the
course.
troops. Yep.
Of
Emasculate the troops.
All about
Support
cock.
them.
All about cock for him. I mean, it was so embarrassing. Every part of this was embarrassing. So go ahead.
something that it's a little more interesting is that Fred was in a bit on this, and so a caller calls in, and this is great, gives Fred a bit of a jab about what Fred gets paid for. So check this out, because this is worth the whole
all set
episode.
up.
This is great.
Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Howard. My question is, how do you determine Fred's rate of pay? Because sometimes he's magical, like right then, boom, he gets the song for you. The other
Right.
day he made a great comment, 2 in the front, 1 in the back, quick, witty. Is it like an hourly thing? And then sometimes
Yes.
we listen to his music, and then I'm thinking maybe the pay should go down a little bit. So I'm just curious.
It's
how you
piecework.
doing that? Is that
Well-
like daily? Is that daily or monthly? How you work that?
Isn't that great? And Fred
is-
comes on. Fred does his thing where Fred's a bit pissed, so he attacks him.
Yeah, man, stay in Michigan, okay? You've been drinking
Don't
too
get
much
offended.
Flint, Michigan water, have you?
I don't think Fred
Wow,
will mind
so
me
witty.
telling you when I first
There
met
you
him.
go.
Wow.
Silver tongue devil, that guy.
I didn't get that.
Men are talking.
That's it.
You know what? That's worse than you remember when Mark Harris got. They used to make homophobic shit to him all the time. They go, "Hey, faggot, why don't you go to Detroit? We'll make a man ad." And Mark Harris would have these like really clever, like fast comebacks, but they weren't, witty or anything. He goes, "Oh, really? Well, why don't you just buy me a car and forget it?" And that's what Fred sounded like there. He thought, "Oh, Michigan, bad water. I'm gonna go to that." There
him going
you go.
to the Michigan card is the same as when they used to do, "What do you do for a living?" It's like,
Yes.
Literally.
like you're so
we're at that level
hoity-toity,
with
Fred.
this.
Fucking gravy
Fred-
training motherfucker. Yeah.
I mean,
Bon, what was Tracy Millman's quote about Fred? Anybody know?
Shit. Ooh,
No,
Go
tell
ahead.
us.
All right.
I forgot.
When Tracy Millman she went at it with Gary, she's at the end of the thing. She goes, "I want to be Fred. Fred's got it made. He by far has the easiest job on the staff. He doesn't have to do anything or be accountable." That's directly from the office manager's mouth.
I mean, Fred just showed this was beautifully done by the passive aggressive by Howard to set up this call.
Thanks,
But
Mike.
and then Fred showing his incredible lack of wit
Crazy
and
Robin.
humor. I mean,
It's hard to
just-
believe he wrote with Jackie, right, Dennis? I
But
always think
Jackie
to myself,
wrote all that.
I know,
Jackie
but
wrote
they
it.
always give
Yeah,
Fred
yeah.
they always give him credit, like they just lump him in with Jackie.
Jackie
And I used to
wrote it.
hate that because he's not writing those zingers.
You
He's
can
not.
blame Artie for that. Artie
Yes.
started that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right, but I'm lionizing Fred too much. Like
That Fred was great. I mean, Fred literally does nothing. There are times when we actually talk in the thread where we're figuring Fred's asleep, smoking a cigarette. I mean, he's doing anything but being part of the show because there are things that happen and there's no sound effects. There's nothing happening. It's
He's
like,
no
where's
opinion.
Fred?
He's
has
clearly
nothing,
like
he
on
doesn't weigh in
Amazon
on
or
it.
Etsy.
Yeah.
I
mean,
would love a
he's-
new listener, like to talk to a new listener today and just go, how long it takes them. You know how when you first start listening to the show, you start identifying who's on the show and who's who.
Right.
I want to know, like somebody who started listening in the last 2 years, when it took them to realize who Fred was.
Oh, that would be really hard.
Be a month.
Like
month
Dennis,
at
I'm going a
least.
year and change. I bet you a year to not
Maybe
know
a
who he is.
month on a good month, but
They go
maybe
months
6
without
months
him
a
coming
year.
up.
I
Yep.
mean, he
Well,
doesn't
I
do
mean,
anything.
Let's
There
just
are
take
weeks-
last year's calendar. The dude grunted like twice an entire calendar year. I'm like, no joke.
Yeah.
We did this show like last year was the first time we did, from the beginning to when they wrapped it up in December, and Fred's voice came out maybe once, twice the entire
Yeah.
year. Like no joke, no exaggeration.
Even though they direct topics that he's supposedly an aficionado in.
Nope.
He's got nothing. Classic fucking dinosaur rock, right? That's supposed to be his bailiwick. He's got nothing when they go to it.
And it's got to the point. It's got to the point like whenever you do hear like a little drop, you go, "Oh, Fred's still
Yeah,
here."
yeah, right. Wakes you up.
They-
and go,
Dude is
During the beginning of
100%
this
like
year-
just mailing it in.
During the beginning of this year, literally there were weeks where Fred was just like, is Fred still alive? Is still
Exactly.
Fred on the
exactly.
show?
Like you had no idea that
there
the
was
dude was
no
still employed.
sounds from Fred. Nothing.
Nothing.
Bon, do we have the clip of Fred talking about the dog?
Today, Dennis?
No, I don't
Okay,
remember a dog.
so Fred also then starts complaining that he's tired because one dog is on the way out and one dog's really sick. And he's having to take care of him and get up in the middle of the night and do all this shit. And the thing I kind of posted is like, well, where's Allison?
Right.
Because shouldn't she be taking care of the dog? You have to work in the morning.
She might have an
Shouldn't-
easier life
shouldn't
than
she
Fred
be
does.
doing that?
Yeah, she has.
And
yeah.
I'm beginning to believe that Allison ain't there because Fred was kind of talking like he's taking care of his dogs by himself because he's
Wait.
bringing him to the vet. He's doing all this stuff. So I have a feeling that the lovely Allison Norris is no longer living
yeah, well, he
there.
can afford to buy her a whole apartment. And
Oh,
she
she
can
buys
live
new
in it
homes
alone.
like you change underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long before Howard and Ronnie are
moving all over the
ogling?
place?
What?
Howard and Ronnie are ogling Tess Norris's Instagram.
Not long.
When does that
What,
happen?
is she
Oh,
like
geez.
16
Same
now?
age. Same age as this
Close.
chick.
She's
Uh,
close.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Oh.
John, because that's a perfect segue into will Fred go to Ronnie's wedding? This is
Oh,
what we're
that's a
being
good one. I was gonna
introduced
ask-
to on this.
I
this
forgot to
crappy
ask
show.
that last week.
Yeah, here we go.
Ronnie told me you're kind of uncertain if Fred is going to your wedding, right? He was kind of a vague. You're in some sort of limbo with him. Is that right?
Yeah, well, Fred really never comes to much. So I don't know whether he will or he won't.
Ronnie,
I hope he does.
I think I will be coming. Yep. Count on it.
And yeah, we're doing
thinking-
a whole welcome party and all this.
I
shit.
want to
Oh,
go to
please.
Ronnie's wedding in the worst way because I feel like taking a trip and being with the gang, but
Plus, this is going to be an event.
Yeah, right.
I fucking hate you. First of all, I actually brought it up this morning in the mockery thread, and Monique commented on like I realized that this wedding is probably in August in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you might as well just have it on the sun. I mean, it's 120 degrees.
No.
That's a good point, Dennis.
I've lived in Vegas during that time. It averages like 105 to 110 every day. Every day.
It's
That's
brutal.
a good thing because I ended up trimming it out, but Howard was questioning why it has to be in Las Vegas when everyone they know is New York. Do you guys have any answer to that? Why would you do that?
Because it's a destination wedding in Ronnie's mind, and he's there, and it makes it easy for him, makes it easy for Stephanie.
Vegas is a
And-
cheap flight too, right?
It's a
Like,
destination. I mean,
it's
I would
not
go to
bad for
Vegas.
I would too.
Not-
I would too.
Not in August.
We should
but I
go.
would go.
We should
We
go.
should go.
We should go.
Let's go.
Well,
Get Richie Wilson.
I'm
to
there.
crash
Well,
Amanda
Howard's trying to get out of going, and he's bringing up COVID a lot, and
Fuck him.
asking Fred if he's worried about that, and I edited the living shit out of it because it was so boring. But check, Howard's trying to get an excuse, and he makes a little faux pas at the end of this, which I'll replay. Just listen.
Okay.
I think it's like a minute long. Listen, check this out.
well, the last update I got was the guest list is about 220 people, so I don't.
Ooh, I might have to have a hazmat suit.
Yeah.
Fred, you
Fuck
Like
you,
I
You're
would go,
clean,
but
everybody's
I'm,
dirty.
I'm in that
Ha, ha, ha.
weird limbo. I haven't figured out how to function. I'm one of the few people. So
Talk
to
Ronnie, I love you,
Agus.
and
Talk to
I
Agus.
did talk to Agus.
And
He
he
talks
says-
to Agus every week. What are you talking
Yeah, I
about?
mean, Agus is like on my speed dial, and
Yeah.
like, how do I get out? He goes, he tells me what to do, but I don't really understand.
You mean the
you
guy that
catch
killed
that?
Steve Jobs? Okay.
Right at the end there, let me replay that. He's
Sorry.
just said Agus, and then he says,
Agus is like on my speed dial, and like, how do I get out? He goes, he
There.
tells me
"How do I get
How do I
out
get out
of
it?
this?"
Right.
How do I
That's
get out of
everything.
dial, and like, how do I get out? He goes,
I love that. That's what he's trying to find a reason. Should Howard go? That's the question I'm asking the three of you and everyone in the chat.
I'm going to say there's not a shot in hell any of the Buckwald triumvirate's going to go because they have
No,
to be
Robin
around.
will.
Dennis, I think they got to be around the Howard TV people, and I think they're afraid of all of them. I think there's a
think
chance
Robin
that
will go.
Richie Wilson's going and DePace and Goodstein, and they will not be in the same room as those people.
I don't think that
Great
Robin has an
point.
issue with them. I think that
Great
Robin will
point.
go. just
Dennis,
out of-
you're right. If anybody does it, it might be Robin. You're
because
right.
she's just defiant enough that she'll go.
Yes.
She'll go.
But Fred goes to nothing.
Oh, Fred won't go.
Fred goes to nothing. Remember that whole Will Murray wedding gift?
Yep.
That was amazing radio.
He doesn't go to the Christmas parties. He doesn't go to.
Nope.
It's real, and it's not. This isn't like a pedigree of a compliment to Fred. He's just an absolute. This is how he's, and he does have like a weird elitist thing in him as well. It's not that all these people are. Why do you work there then? Just quit. You're obviously making 7 figures for how long? If you hate them all and this show is beneath you, then quit. But he's not
it's
going.
free
this
money.
way.
It's
I know,
free
I
money
know.
at this
Okay.
point. He doesn't have to work for it. It just shows up.
This is how it's going to go down. You guys ready?
Yeah.
So, sensing an opportunity for a week of entertainment on one of his channels, since he won't be on air by the time they have the wedding, he'll be sketching once again at home with cats. They're going to tell Ronnie to not invite anybody who used to be on the Howard Stern show.
There's an absolute
It'll make
mandate.
really awkward content
Yep.
if you hear Richie or
Ronnie is
or,
good friends with Richie
or-
Wilson,
or
right? He's a
Scott,
really good friend.
I can go drive
You know what I
over
mean?
and ask Richie.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously.
well, you know what I mean?
We got to find
30
out.
minutes
Think,
from me.
think about they're gonna have to edit the crap out of it because you're gonna have all these people who left under the
Yep.
not the most positive circumstances.
How do you
all of a
recap the
sudden
wedding
be
and not bring them up?
back on the which means Howard would have to answer. Hey, so what did happen to Scott and Richie?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Crazy Robin's right. What's worse, not going to his farewell from New York or the wedding? Like, what's more of an egregious blow off out of the two?
Oh, the
It's
wedding.
the farewell. The farewell.
I don't know,
The
Dan.
farewell was bad, but the wedding's worse. I mean,
That-
seriously,
that's
the
a fuck
wedding
you.
is
You
worse.
meant dick to me.
Yes.
It's both super dick moves.
I'll never see you
Super.
again. Good riddance. I'm not grace you with my presence to say
I mean,
goodbye.
Howard will never see Robin again. That's the part that's most disturbing. Think about that for a second. He has avoided seeing
I
her.
know. I don't think people realize that, though.
I mean,
Yep.
seriously, he's gone out of his way not to see her. Gone
Yep.
out of his way.
Isn't that
he
what
has
we
seen
want, though?
everybody else except her.
What is
Isn't that a
stopping
good
him
thing?
from inviting
Can
her
you
to the
imagine
Hamptons?
if we were at that wedding? We would wait for that moment when it got really quiet and go, you know, he tongues her ass all the time, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now,
Oh,
let's
can you guys hear me? Sorry about that.
I heard that.
No,
when she
I'm
draws
saying like
the
if we're
line.
at the wedding, we would just wait for that moment of silence.
But remember, you also could say at that moment of silence, remember, she draws the line, no jizz on the face.
Oh,
Oh, she
yeah.
doesn't.
That's class.
That's just
class.
rude. I mean, where
Ronnie
else is he
brought
supposed
up
to dump
Chuck
that
Zito,
dust?
Dennis.
Did you
Did you
do
hear that?
do you think when Ronnie, when he nuts, it just like Cheeto dust comes out?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Come on. Look
It
at
looks
him.
like the genie coming out of the bottle at this point. It's just dust that goes into the wind.
Is Bonnie Munn going to be the maid of honor for Stephanie?
Oh,
Oh, my God.
Well, now Scott the engineer is Ronnie's best friend.
Yeah.
Now let's not lose sight of this. Scott's got to be going. He can't be in the same room as those
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Scott's
God, no.
really good friends with, and so is Richie. He may even be
you're
at his
right.
wedding
They were
party.
BFFs.
Yes.
Like, how can you
Ooh.
not? And
How
then,
does that work?
Which brings us back. How do you film this and, edit Scott out of the equation?
Do you
You
think
can't.
they're actually going to film this?
Dude,
Somebody's gonna. Yeah.
okay, you know, if you were one of the 70 employees, so quote unquote,
You need this. Yeah, yeah.
this would be. I mean, how can you not? How can you not? This is a month worth of. First, it'll be a weekend special at the very least. Then
Right.
when Howard returns on Thanksgiving, it'll be a month worth of conversation to talk
Yeah.
about.
They're not going to be
I
milking
mean,
this one if that's.
Absolutely. Jesus, you think the Jizz hat was content? You think that they're gonna Scoreman gets a wedding ring again? Is not gonna be a thing?
Oh, that's gonna.
He'll
be-
have
yeah.
he'll have Jason creating the narrative for him, and he's not going to go,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what he'll do, and he'll use this for. But he ain't going. The Buckwald triumvirate are not going to the wedding. There's too many.
No,
now that I think of it,
Blobbin
I
will
just
go.
thought of Scott the engineer now, and there's no way they're
Blobbin
going.
will go.
Maybe
Blobbin-
Robin goes.
Blobbin goes because she is still friends with Scott. She is still friends with all those other people. She has no bone. She's not part of that nonsense. She goes. She doesn't
All right.
care. Oh, plus
Let's
it's
crack on.
she's nosing at Howard because she knows that Howard's avoiding her.
Yeah.
So-
All right.
Thank you,
Let's-
Chief.
Do you-
That's a
do
good
you
point,
really-
Dennis.
You know what, Dennis? Logic dictates that you are right, but then again, this is her mindset. I don't think she's
insane.
capable of admitting to herself that she has been marginalized. I don't think so. I think in her head she still makes, well, he must have a reason.
No, she has done a
This is
couple
Robin,
things in the
bro.
last few weeks that have really shown that she's kind of a little irritated that he
You think
isn't
she's a
coming
little
around.
bitter now?
She's a little bitter. Just a little
I
bit.
don't know, man.
What kind of
I
relationship
think,
is
um,
Gak?
I 100% think that's just reasonable, but she's such a douche that I can
Bubba
see
going.
her not being able to see the forest for the trees.
I
Thank
don't
you,
know.
Chief.
She
Guys,
seems kind of angry at times. I mean, she
I think
really
Monique's
does.
right. It is really hard to get you guys to move along. She's
Oh,
right.
shut up. This
I'm
is
desperately
This
trying.
is better
this
than
is-
the show, bro.
This is
How
better than the
about
show. This is
we
very poignant because
move along to what?
honestly, this is a big deal because there's a lot of moving parts with this wedding, and
Absolutely.
especially Blobbin.
This is going to be the biggest thing that happens between now and when he retires.
Exactly.
I mean,
What kind of
it's the only-
relationship does
barring
Ronnie
Robin
have with-
dying,
Yep.
Yeah,
barring
well,
Robin
which
or
is
Fred
also
dying, this will be the biggest thing that happens. before
and
he
Blobbin
retires.
dying isn't that far off.
I know, right?
Ain't that far
It could
away.
be a double feature.
Woo!
All
This
right,
weekend
well,
on Howard 100, Robin's death and Scott's wedding.
if that entertained you so much, tell me if you enjoy hearing Howard wondering if his father ever cheated on his mother.
Hey, it was a very good example in terms of working hard, not cheating on your woman. I don't think.
You think?
Exactly.
I don't know if he cheated on my mom. When I say cheat, I don't think there was a bevy of beauties lining up for the old man. I think he might have gone to a hooker. And the only reason I say that, I mean, I don't know why I'm even saying that. I have no evidence, but he did. when I was getting my divorce, he said to me, "What are you doing? Go to a hooker."
That's words of wisdom. Wow.
Yeah. That matinee idol Ben Stearns.
That never happened, by the way.
Yeah.
But
No,
Howard
absolutely
did
not.
something strange
happened.
there. He mentioned his divorce, which you do not hear him do often.
No,
Yeah,
but he won't say the proper name. If he says it, he'll say the divorce, but he won't say proper names affiliated. That's in the letter of the contract.
But Bond also was the dig at his dad, so he kind of threw that so that he could zing Ben and say he was telling him to go to a hooker. Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure that took place. Thank
No,
you, Josh
absolutely not.
Foster. How there are no movie stars there, huh? Feeling like Simon Rex and Red Rocket, for Christ's sake, huh? Simon Rex. God, Josh. What a pull.
Now he continues though. Robin's gonna. Howard misses his father, and that sends Robin into a thing where you go, "Oh Jesus, don't talk about it, Robin. Seriously."
Yeah, I think about my dad all the time.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of, I don't even talk about it because I think I made you laugh hardest when I was telling you about my father's funeral. I mean, I had you crying.
Yeah.
Because it was just such a farce. Because nobody liked my father. And we were all sitting there and they, when they were planning the funeral, they said, does anybody want to say a few words? And everyone said no.
Was that, if you got something, Dennis, to say? You were doing the
That she's
football thing there.
Guess she's
when they say-
C-U-N-T? Yes.
Everyone on this show, guys, is a professional victim. Their families are all horrible to them.
true.
They're all heroes. They all rose above. They've never done anything wrong.
Let's all remember, Blobbin waited till her father was senile to make up the fake story about her being molested.
Right.
That's what we're dealing with here. And to paint her father in such a way is despicable and horrible. I mean, the man is dead. And you don't speak that ill of the dead. I mean, that is just psychopathic at that point.
She's crazy, man. Because
we know that.
Then a few minutes later, she makes this bizarre announcement to interrupt everyone.
Yeah, because
I just heard something that I'm going to do with my ashes. I'm
What do you
going
wanna do?
to put them on a spaceship.
No, you're not.
What?
Have you ever heard? Is that the weirdest thing she's ever said?
Yes.
It's up there.
Trying to think of some of her great ones.
This is the dementia we're talking about. It's Bruce Willis has got nothing on her. Did you hear that shit? We're making fun of Bruce Willis acting?
Looky here, motherfucker. I put you on a spaceship. Go there with the Biovians.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And just listen to
Tanzamwan.
Just listen to Howard at the end there. He ain't taking this crap anymore. Listen to this.
No, you're not.
Thank you, Ida.
He's just like, he's got to shut her mic down. Like, I think I would prefer it if he talked to Fred. If Fred had sort of get with it a bit more. Fred used to come up with some interesting insights with all the Eric the Midget stuff. It was quite funny. I think talking to Fred would be better at this point.
Good luck with that. Good luck with getting him chime in for any repartee.
I know,
I like
it's
what
got to be
Lisa
scripted.
Lisa Stein goes, Howard will go to the wedding if John Hamm goes to Ronnie's wedding. That would be a great prank to get Howard to go and say that, like, all these celebrities are going. Isn't Ronnie friends with a couple people he latched on to from the show, like Stamos and people like that?
If they went, Howard would go.
Yeah,
Seriously.
They should make up fake celebrities that are going just to see if Howard,
If Jennifer
Howard takes the bait.
Aniston was going, he would go there.
So like Jennifer Lawrence is going,
Exactly.
and Gwyneth Paltrow.
You know, they were friends with him like Roy Rogers was friends with Trigger. You know?
I miss Roy
I think
Rogers.
that Ronnie thought it was a little bit more special than it really was.
So something
of that
great
nature, nevertheless.
for those who are keeping count on the technical difficulties on the show. Her mic just dies, and this is a very quick one. I love Howard's sound when something goes wrong. He goes, and that means someone's getting in a lot of trouble after this. Check this out.
What's going on with your mic? You keep cutting out. Did you know that? Let me. I'll tell you what. We'll continue this game in a minute because your mic keeps cutting out.
Cutting in and out, yeah.
Yeah, you're cutting it out. Let me do a commercial and then let's see if I can fix it.
That's right, Josh. Roy Rogers, I miss it.
I do too. That was a great roast beef sandwich.
Thank you, Ida Greenback. She's visiting
Yeah,
her
Ida.
cousin Shecky Green in Las Vegas. I doubt Howard
God,
is
next time I go
ever
out there, I
going
want to meet
that wedding.
Shecky. Next time I go to Vegas, I want to meet Shecky Green. I love Shecky Green. Actually, I do. Shecky Green always made me laugh. Seriously, he did.
Get ready for this though. Howard makes a joke. Are you ready for this joke?
I've heard this joke. It's not funny.
It involves Tommy Johns. This is his joke.
Of course it does.
While we hear
And
it,
cock.
who wrote the joke for him? That's the
Dean
question.
Cain, right?
I told you this story. My son-in-law went to the doctor. He pulled down his pants. The guy to check his balls. And the doc goes, "Hey, you're a Howard Stern fan." He goes, "How do you know?" He goes, "You're wearing Tommy Johns." Swear, true story. I mean, they're great.
Good stuff.
Wow.
Wouldn't you repeat that, Zinger, if you could? I mean, that just never gets old. Say it over and over again, like a great bit, like a Chris Rock stand-up in
Does he need
1997.
Vietnamese son-in-law?
Does someone write that for him, or do you reckon that actually came from the mind of Howard Stern?
That's Howard. That's
Little
100%
of both. I think that he gives them like very, very bland talking points, and they write bad jokes for him about only what he'll share about his life. The very little he'll share.
I mean, in what mindset is that actually, like, for an advertiser, is that good? Like, literally, this doctor is grabbing my future son-in-law's nuts for no apparent reason.
Do you think they're actually listening to the show, Dennis?
No,
That's the problem. That's the problem.
No,
they're
nobody's
telling
listening.
them that it's all great, and
This is
they're giving
awesome.
him fake stats back, which I have no idea how you get away with that. How there's not some violation in their account executives have to report actual figures.
It's a publicly traded company, but yet numbers are all.
He's the only one that doesn't have to tell you his listeners.
There's no numbers. The
Nope.
publicly traded company, you have no numbers. You have nothing. You don't know who listens to what on this.
Well, we
It's
found out from
amazing.
Pat McAfee how little people listen to the show. Right when he said, "Okay, well, produce to me." What are our listenership compared to everybody else? Like, hamana. That's okay, Pat. Have a nice life. Go do your podcast.
Yeah, you're done. But yeah, I mean, wouldn't you want? I mean, I may just buy some serious stock and bring up like, hey, like I want some Howard numbers because you're paying this guy a lot of money and you're making him another tier. Does he have anybody listening to him? Like, why are we justifying him working in his basement and having all these people employed when the company is sucking ass at this point? I'm like literally, if you're a shareholder, you should bring that point up because this is a publicly traded company, and you should not have this type of vagueness with your highest paid employee because he is still.
They probably have 5 other executives creating the spin for the stockholders to give to him as a silent partner rides off into the distance. He wrote a contract, a deal with the devil, as it were, in late 2004.
Yep.
Said he.
We lost him. He's making a great point. We lost him.
Tell you what I'm doing.
Oh.
I'm not gonna be a prisoner to rating system. I'm not gonna when I want someone fired, I'm not gonna take credit for it. So they're after me. You're gonna take credit for it. I'll have human shields that he has no count. This is the.
He's actually on a good roll.
Times it so well. And
It's like, to sum it up, I'll piss on the shareholders, Robin.
Exactly. I mean, this is
so.
I mean, honestly, they should honestly be sued by the shareholders at this point for just gross
Tough
mismanagement
shit.
of the
You're stupid enough
company.
to buy that shit. Tough shit.
Thanks for the cash, Jimmy, the drunk, mate.
Woo, Jimmy the drunk.
Don't we love Monique's soul?
Yeah. Bob, did I cut out in the middle of that rant?
What?
You went right out, John.
Nothing, that's just a
you
mo.
disappeared.
Oh.
What was the last thing I said so I know where?
You know, she actually does that when you're actually with her in person.
Yeah.
I can't remember, John. I just started
I
getting
was talking
into
about the
this
stockholders and no
soul.
accountability and the whole thing. And it's
And
good.
Wow, Sirius is all the way down to $4.50 a share. Holy shit!
Woo!
Jesus
Didn't Howard
Christ.
pump and dump? Right? The second
Yes.
he could sell it, he
Yes,
just
he
sold
almost
it.
got he almost had a Martha
Totally
Stewart
pump
on
and
that.
dump.
Well,
Yep.
listen to this
Insider
segue.
trader.
Listen to this
Oh,
segue.
this great segue?
If the stock's so low, it might be to do with the content on the channel. And this is how Howard ends the show with it.
What's obsolete
All
technology?
right, well,
at this
listen,
point,
you've
bro.
got more show than anybody deserved out there in the audience. So what a show. And we learned a lot of things today. Too numerous to repeat. And Yeah, and Shart Week. Howard 101 at Shart Week on Sternthology, fitting in the pants stories and Stern Show history all week long. That's it. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Shart.
So-
It's called Shart Week. I've never heard of this.
there you go.
That
So
they do a
actually,
show. Are we
what's
going to
even-
listen to this? We should do a show about what this show entails. Shart. Are there that many stories about
No.
staff members shitting themselves that they could package together something?
No,
I think that's what he's.
What they're doing is they're also pulling up people on TV that accidentally say the word "shart." I mean, that's literally part of this special.
I've never heard someone accidentally say shart.
They found.
Is
they
that what they're
found-
trying to?
They found people. They looked. Those 70 people working hard.
Look, there's 2 of them.
70 of them. But the thing is, before that, he was doing this thing with King of All Blacks, right?
Yeah.
And they went into a commercial break, and then they come back, and they started talking about something else, forgetting that they were in the middle of doing this thing with King of All Blacks. I mean, it was like bizarre.
I heard that, Dennis. I heard that bad
There
segue.
was-
They couldn't. Yeah.
There was literally no, it was just like out of left field. All of a sudden, they just started a whole new subject, and it's like, Howard, you were just doing this whole bit that you set up really, really hard, and we're gonna come back to it after the break, and now you just started talking about everything else on the planet except, I don't know, the bit that you were just talking about. And it was just really weird. I mean, it was truly one of the strangest things besides Tam Mom coming on and killing the last 20 minutes of the show. Tam Mom came on.
I got no clips of it. I didn't get any.
Wait, but you don't need clips because he literally dragged her forward, asking her every personal thing. And then Adam Barter comes on because they set that up. And acting like the pillow biter he is, and maybe, starts trying to out this guy that she's dating, and it's just like, it was just so weird. I mean, everything about the last 20 minutes of the show was just strange.
Well, if you remember from Monique's interview with Tan Mum, she likes it. She wants for the publicity, so she's to blame. Not I don't even blame Howard. Fuck, he needs any content. It's her fault.
But her 15 minutes ended like 12 years ago.
Didn't she become famous because what she do with her kid? She
tanned
was
her kid.
up on child abuse charges,
exactly.
right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's not like she's the most squeaky clean individual.
Oh, no.
Howard did the same thing with Lenny Dykstra X. Like, he gets to these people, like we say cold Chinese food, and here's another example. How he gets to Tan Mom like 4 years after she was like infamous about that dopey shit.
Yeah.
He did the same shit with Dykstra. You're like, what now?
And
Lenny
then he
Dykstra.
drags him forward like they're on a dog not walking on
beats
a
it to
leash.
fucking
He
death,
literally
right.
is pulling them
Yeah.
just to fill time. I mean, this was just so odd. I
Howard
mean,
don't
I
give a
can't
crap.
fathom what this interview is going to be like tomorrow with somebody as
Pink,
as out of date and out of
she's
favor
not
as Pink.
relevant.
She's
not
irrelevant.
Is it possible
Irrelevant
Pink
can
has a
be.
channel coming up on Sirius, Dennis?
Probably.
Is it
I
something
would-
like pro quo
well,
going on?
Well,
That'd
there's
be
a couple
good.
things. Liberty Media owns Live Nation, which is promoting this concert, and they own Sirius. So there is a really huge possibility she will be getting a special channel on Sirius just because of his
Pink?
tour. Oh,
Yeah, I think
absolutely.
Lesser
Yeah.
people have gotten channels on that. Goddamn
Yeah,
shit.
and the other thing, I guess the other party is going to probably try to go into the lesbian angle with her tomorrow. I almost guarantee it.
There's
I
a Paul
guarantee
Abdul
it.
channel now, guys.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Are
just
you
kidding.
serious?
I'm just kidding.
That's
I'm
a
just
good
kidding.
one. I like that. She's meant for
Fuck
it.
Might as well be.
I
Bottom
thought
of
I'd
the
use that
barrel.
reference because it's just believable enough that it might be ridiculous that they'd do that, and I don't know.
Rupert Pumpkin. I love SXM's Slim Whitman channel.
That's,
I mean, this show
yeah.
has
What do
just
you
devolved
what do you say
into
to
a.
that? You know,
The
I
show
think
has
we've.
devolved
I think
into
we've.
a mess.
Yeah.
Bon, do you
And
have anything
now-
from King of All Blacks?
Well, we're
awful.
Cleaning out the computer.
He didn't have to do that. I didn't watch it. Not because he was on today, and I just wanted to.
He was.
I've got him, and here it comes.
Oh Jesus!
Now, John,
turn it up.
Yeah, I'm turning it up. John, intro. He's talking about Beth, isn't he?
Oh no,
Beth?
I didn't. Oh, I didn't. I wasn't browbeating you to play my cleaning out the computer. I thought because he was actually.
It worked. It's a perfect segue. That's all.
I cut out a few times. Did you play anything from him today?
No. Because...
Okay, I just wanted to say that what I did hear of that, it sounds so forced with King of All Blacks now. They're trying too hard to do this kind of Uncle Tom thing, and it's just they're almost like all. And I know this is a huge cliche. We say it about everything. Everybody on this show now is a parody of themselves, trying too hard to recapture some forced bullshit.
Yeah.
You realize that King of All Blacks is just on so he can say the N-word and all these other racial slurs. That's the only reason he's on.
My black friends, Dennis, what do black people get out of this certain
Nothing.
show? What could Beanie Mac listens to it to make fun of it? Beanie Mac
black guy.
to it to hate it. What is in this show? They've had 2 black employees in 45 years. And Rasan was grandfathered in from the fucking Pharrell show. Do we even count Robin as black at this point?
No. Robin is not black.
I don't.
She's not black at all.
I'm not counting her as a black employee. So yeah, this is like if the AACP wants to come after any show, I'm hearing all this stuff, and I've been talking about how there's not enough black coaches in the NFL and the NBA since I was a kid. I noticed that it was only Casey Jones and Bernie Bickerstaff. But they should go after the Stern Show. 2 black employees in 45 fucking years.
Yeah.
Right? Where is Sharpton on that?
Let's have a look at the way King of All Blacks used to be, which I think is the reason you included these, John. And back when he called out,
this is Dennis's favorite phone call in the history of the Stern
Show.
My
God, yes,
Beth and Jared. Yes.
Thank you, Crazy Robin.
But I saw a picture of a guy with your wife on Twitter,
up, please.
And it made me mad as hell. Like the way she was holding him was disrespectful, I think. Did you see it?
Yeah, I know what King of All Blacks talking about. I don't know about this. What is the picture, Gary?
I think I saw a picture of Beth with somebody. I can't remember who the guy was, but she was just like, just being, he sees everything.
Yeah, I know. But I know what he means. Like sometimes, like when I see pictures of Beth, like, people come up to her and take pictures with her.
And they try to get very close.
Yeah, and like she doesn't, like, I say to her, you should just push those guys away. Yeah. Oh, I see. That's her co-host, isn't it? That guy?
Yeah.
Who is that guy?
I don't know. Jerry.
That's her co-host.
Why didn't you want to mention him, King?
That's her co-host on the TV show. Yeah, that picture does offend me a little.
Hold on.
Yeah,
pull that picture up.
Yeah, do it.
Everybody's
seen that. I got it right here. We'll pull that picture up. You tell me how this. You tell me what this is about.
Like when Beth poses with guys. Like she's got to put her hands up on their shoulder.
I thought that's more about Beth trying to look good in the picture than it's about him.
But listen, that's how you pose with your husband.
Pull that up.
Right? Yeah. What do you think?
All right, I'm loving this. It is a
you
great...
tell me. What's that woman thinking there? What do you think that woman's thinking there?
What? Who wouldn't think that? Oh, that's innocent. Yeah, we all pose like that with our employees.
It actually is acting like a woman there. Yeah, it is. That's the most sexual I've ever seen.
Now,
it.
supposedly, if you pan down, she has her left arm around his waist. That's how this goes. According to King of All Blacks, I think he saw a second picture. That there's something else besides this.
I can't find one.
Well, it is a little intimate.
Yeah, it is, right?
A little.
Yeah, why the fuck is she doing that?
There is no picture with Howard that equals that.
You want to know?
No.
And he's a good-looking guy. That must hurt Howard.
So are you,
think about Howard.
So are you.
You know what's great about this picture? I got it at least 3 times posted in the wedding announcements for like the year for 1 year after that.
Wow, I know.
I would just post it in random. We're getting married.
That's good.
They would always publish.
Who am I, Lenny Wilkins over here?
As Lord Frank says, Christ, even I'd blow that guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is literally.
Who's that? The great value Casper Van Dien over there.
But compared to the way Beefus actually, is with with Howard. Every like hold on and see if I can find a Beefus with Howard.
There's one of our many black listeners.
Guys, the real question is, his name was Jared, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You think Jared thinks that blowjobs are demeaning?
No, I don't think so. I don't
Let's
think
ask him on Twitter right now.
I
Send a picture back to him.
I bet he poked the back of her head.
That's Mom Caves, Dennis?
That was Mom Caves.
Could you imagine the syndication money from Mom Caves? That's better than Seinfeld, right?
All pennies of it. All pennies of it. Hold on. So here, I found another picto. This is Beefus with Howard. Let me get this working here.
See, our black listeners, Frank Zen said they smashed for sure, and Crazy Robin says that pic says I want to do it. Yes,
all right, so
yes.
Look at that love. Look at the difference. Look at the difference in the.
She don't look happy in that one.
No,
look at that.
There's no lust in those loins.
Although, how many martinis do you think she's in at that point?
Oh, 6.
We need a body language reader for this, right? Well,
that was after her 7th Moscow Mule.
What would they? The body language readers where they read the expressions. This is what I want for this, right? I want someone to fully analyze this picture. These so-called experts.
First of all, look at her left hand. It's just resting on his shoulder. There's no embracing. There's no Usually, if you like someone, you kind of squeeze him a little. Look at that.
Look at the face, though, because in the other picto.
That reminds me of the first time Princess Di hugged someone with AIDS. Like she liked them, but she didn't want to get too fucking.
I mean, the other picto. Beefus looked like it was grabbing his junk while the thing was going on. It looks like, my God, can the camera please stop taking a picture so I can walk away?
With Jared.
With Jared, oh my God, that hand, the other hand may be on his junk.
She was sniffing her fingers afterwards.
Absolutely.
Yikes. Now
let's, John, taint.
Aaron Taylor goes, Aaron Taylor goes, she's counting down the days until she can bury the Crypt Keeper with his wig collection. And then River Asheron says, look at his lips. Did he forget to put his dentures in that day? That's exactly what look at his wig, says Mr. D. Look at that face, his nose, his skin. He is one ugly fucking human. Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Now we've got an old clip of Howard bashing Bruce Willis. John, are we ready for this? Do you want to give us anything?
Did you get to Beth calling in now? You really want to skip over the rest of that?
Oh, okay.
There's so many pictures with Jared.
I think I have 4 of those.
I know.
So when Beth calls in, she hangs up on them. She gets so pissed off.
I'm running out of time. That's all
You're running out of time.
You have to go?
Tomorrow there. You're fine.
Well, it is a little intimate.
Bond, one last thing. What's your heart out?
As soon as possible.
Liberty. You're gonna let this idiot
I'm just trying to get to Beth.
Okay, if anything, play Beth and then the Bruce Willis stuff. That's it.
He didn't do anything.
Here we go. He's Beth.
But so what? Yeah, he didn't do anything. Hey, why don't man? Let King stay on here too. Maybe he'll help.
Hold on.
Like, why tweet that picture?
If she's hiding,
important for her to get it.
Her arm is on. Can't see any.
And not even.
It's not a special pose then.
Called up on your TV show, and it's kind of intimate. I mean, he's making a good point. Like, I just saw it for the first time. Your faces are touching, your hands are all over them. It's like kind of weird.
Oh, I know what picture you're talking about. You know when you
it's sort of bumming me out in a way. I mean, what is that?
Serious?
Yeah, I think I am.
You know when you take a picture of yourself together with the camera?
Yeah.
Probably the one I'm thinking of where you see an arm up in the air. I think that's like the 10th one because we were out of the picture.
You know what, though? You wouldn't take that picture with, like, Ronnie, the limo driver, or Gary. You would?
You know what? I've had a nice relationship with Jared that you're going to make it weird.
Well, I didn't do anything. I mean, this guy called up and he just showed me a picture. He just showed it to me.
No, don't let it do that. Don't let it do that.
Don't let it do that.
I don't know what...
That's that bullshit.
Really?
I don't know. It looks a little... even Robin says it looks a little intimate. I don't know. It just kind of bummed me out, too, I guess.
mean, I'm not saying her, but I'm saying some women got to prove to you that, you're not the center of the universe. Fuck that shit. Yes, I am.
Yeah, like Beth would be upset if I posed with a woman like that.
Yeah.
No.
I think.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it.
No.
Honey, what do you think of that? Robin, what do you think?
What do I think of? You're cheek to cheek.
Yeah, it's kind of intimate.
All right, it's
So Beth hangs up a second after that you just dropped it, and they're like, "What? What? You don't have to play." But Beth hangs up on him.
All right, let's kick over to. So he's bashing Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I found.
Jesus
You can go
Christ.
anywhere. I mean, Howard's lest you think he's this Bruce Willis Bruno super fan like I am. I'm just kidding. I'm not a big. He. How many times did he spent how many hours with the Ashton Kutcher stuff over the years and Bruce? I've never heard him be nice to Bruce Willis. So you just
ripped on him.
Just spin the wheel of Mark's Friggin and find a date, and Howard ripped on Bruce Willis, and that's just what I did today. I found 3. I found 2 really good ones where Howard brings in a broad that is a massage therapist, handy. What's the massage? Happy ending massage therapist, yes.
All right,
and
here
so
we go.
Bruce Willis was a major client, right?
Here we go.
I thought it was good. I haven't even seen it. I wanted to go up to see it, but the movie theater was packed, so I couldn't get in.
Yeah, you had to really do a little juggling to get it.
No, I even invited you guys to the premiere, and you guys didn't come.
Oh, this is different.
Where was the
What kind of restaurant that is?
Boy, that guy, Bruce Willis should be sucking your feet and giving you
and licking between your toes.
and be giving you a ritual bath.
No.
You revived this guy. He was in one bad movie after another.
All he had to his credit was Die Hard.
You put him in Sixth Sense. You put him in this new thing, Unbreakable.
He had Pulp Fiction and 12
Yeah,
Months.
but then he had a string of bombs. He should clean your ass.
In fact, yeah, when you sit down, Bruce should be down there.
Yeah. His tongue should be underneath you.
That's a very sweet thing for you guys to say.
And then we got the
This is super fit.
cheating masseuse.
The other one's really short. The other one's just them ripping on Bruce. It's always M. Night Shyamalan. The other one, he was on the show all the time back then. I'm sure you guys remember.
Yep.
He calls
And now
in. He
he's
was on
not.
live, and he just takes shots at Bruce Willis any chance he gets.
Massage or you're not.
But aren't you more like a prostitute based on what you're saying? If someone comes in and then you've either given them oral, you give famous people oral, and you give them
No.
Bruce Willis, you claim. Oh, wait a second. If Bruce Willis hires you for a massage,
Yeah.
and you use your hand on him, and you put fingers in a dirty place, as you claim.
No. I massaged
isn't that
Bruce.
sex?
I
Isn't that
massaged
sex?
Bruce for a whole week.
Okay.
And then he started flirting with me and trying to seduce me. It wasn't have anything. I wasn't impressed.
Were you paid by Bruce Willis?
I got paid every day. Yeah.
You got paid every day. You were with him, you massaged him, and you had sex with him.
And I wasn't impressed with the way he looks. He looks like a skinny Homer Simpson. I wasn't like, oh my God, Bruce.
A
is so
skinny Homer
hot.
Simpson.
Yeah, I wasn't.
But why reveal? Let's say.
Can I explain, please? That's why I came all the way here to explain.
Okay, explain to me why this is.
Look, I wrote a book called Butt Naked and Backstage, and each chapter. Oh, I have photos. You want to see all the photos of me and Bruce getting on the sofa? And
getting it on? You
no,
and Bruce
getting
Willis?
on the sofa. I'm massaging him. I'm massaging Blondie.
You might have massaged him. Doesn't mean you had sex with him.
Well, you don't have to believe me. If I could.
Well, the law has to believe you.
Wow. Could I?
And what do you claim in that book? That you had sex with Bruce Willis?
Can you let me finish what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Lawyer Homer Simpson?
The chapter says nothing about the affair because I didn't want to tell it.
Right.
That was private. Actually, I
Bon.
didn't want to admit it. It's like.
Can you pause for 1 second? So at the end, this is great stuff. He's accusing Willis of cheating on everybody with prostitutes and paying him off, and it's in his book. And Howard's now you wonder why Willis wouldn't come on the show. I don't even remember this. He had some weird massage therapist on in 2002. The woman takes a shot.
Wow.
A shot. She takes
I
a
guess
shot at
takes
Fred.
a shot at him and tries to say he cheated with on Demi Moore with her.
Yeah.
And got a handy.
You cut it out then, John. We missed what
I
you
did?
Yeah,
What I
you
said?
did.
Yeah, I
Just a
finished the
little.
sentence, but
Are you talking about the Allison?
Yeah, so she takes a shot at Howard the divorce is a few years before this, but she takes a shot at Allison at the end, and Howard flips out.
Have a listen to that.
Oh.
Secondly, I was going through the divorce. I didn't want my daughter to get taken away from me.
Right.
And I got a call from Bruce. He's like, I don't care if you're writing good or bad. If you write about me, you're going to get a big lawsuit. And he should have sat down. The lawyer thought the chapter was fine. But that means the lawyer never forced Bruce to read it. He thought, oh, it's so hard.
Well, do you claim to have sex with Bruce Willis?
Not in the chapter, no.
You do not?
No.
You do not say that you gave him hand manipulation?
No, I gave your chapter to, what's his name, William? No, the man last night who works for you.
I got you, but
There's nothing in it in the chapter.
Not in the chapter, but
jumped the gun.
you're saying it to other people. You said it in page 6.
I'm trying to get to that point. I did not want to make trouble in the chapter, okay? Bruce threatened threatened me.
Right.
He jumped the gun without even reading the chapter. If he would have read the chapter, you would have said, "Oh, thanks for not mentioning our affair, Dot." But he just jumped the gun. He automatically assumed that my book.
Why is she in the book 30?
It doesn't matter. It's not an option. Those are my memoirs, and I'm very proud to have massaged all the.
So anyone who hires you, then it's fair game that you're going to write about them.
Yeah.
Do they write it?
You talk about people. You're a DJ. You talk about
if
people.
I have a private life with someone, and they say to me,
Your wife left you because you talked too private about her.
That is not why she left me. You don't know anything about it.
That's what someone
Is that
told
what the
me.
book's going to be? An assumption?
No.
It's got to be for real.
No, there's nothing bad in the book. It's
My wife
funny.
was married to me for 20 years. We had a 25-year relationship. We talked about stuff on the radio all the time. She didn't leave me because of that.
Well,
not because I was a crummy husband.
Oh.
If you want to know the truth.
Well, the book
I'm
is very
distant
funny.
and removed.
For example, I was, massaging Eminem.
You put that in your book.
Yeah, that's been gone. Could you write that down? So what my point?
Distant
Wow.
and removed. That
He's
was
parroting
pretty good,
back
wasn't
his.
it?
That's a great. I don't remember that at all.
And cheating with a shiksa. It's okay.
If you're Bruce Willis, this is big. The show is huge in 2002. So this gets around. It's just outing him as a fucking cheater. He's hiring prostitutes. There's nothing worse you could do to someone.
No, absolutely not. There's like the lowest of the low at that point.
Yeah, Mr. D. I love Howard parroting back his fucking
court-ordered
you cut out
therapy.
again,
Yes.
John.
It's a great backward compliment, right? Because you're so aloof and deep. I'm distant and removed, and I'm so focused on my work. It's a great way to get out of it. We should all be distant and removed.
Yes, distant and removed.
And we are going. I want to thank. I'm sorry
we
to end
are?
it so quick,
We
but
are, before we go,
Yo.
can we live one of the best dialogues in movie history? Here we go. Ready? Whose
Okay.
motorcycle is that? It's a chopper, baby. Whose chopper is it? Zed's. Who's Zed? Zed's dead.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Monique will be back tomorrow for your regular scheduled show. Thanks for listening, and thanks
Hey
to
guys,
these...
this is Mo. Can't come in tomorrow.
Thanks, guys, and good work, John. Sorry to cut that short for you, man, but I appreciate all of that, and I hope everyone listening had fun. Please leave maybe a nice comment, okay? Maybe.
Good luck.
Good night, everyone. We say good night to you. Thank you for everything. Good night.
Circles out.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.